Okay, so today guys, we are in Bucharest for another Ace8 Poker Live, and today we are playing the €888 main event. It's been a very rough week for me so far. We played the €200 opener, we got aces in against kings and ace king at level 2 for 450 big blinds, and the case king came on the turn. It's not been the best week for me in cash games either. I've been stationing it off as per usual and doing my bollocks left, right and centre, but today it's all about the main event. I've never cashed an Ace8 Poker Live main event before, but I'm feeling it. Today is my day. Let's get into the action. Okay guys, we have very little time to talk about these hands. I've got 7 minutes and I need to piss, but we do have 3 hands to talk about. So we started off 2 people late with 3-handed, king, queen of diamonds, the button opens, I 3-bet the big blind to 3,500 and the button calls. 7,400 in there on ace, queen, 3, rainbow. I think in cash games this might be big bet check. I decided to go for a small bet 2,100 into 7,400 and it calls. This guy's like really active, he's been like winning quite a few pots early on. Turns a king of spades, give me 2 pair. 11,500 in the middle, brings backdoor flush draw as well. I decided to check. Probably could go ahead and bet, but I think the bet check bet line, not really that many rivers that I'm too afraid of, obviously apart from jack or a 10. Maybe I should probably bet this one, I think. Does go check check. River 6 of diamonds, and I bet 8,300 and he snaps my dick off. So 8,300 into 11,500, I showed 2 pair, which is obviously going to be good. And he told me I had king 3 for 2 pair. So pretty reasonable turn card. So that was up, we were up to like 98k early, and then we have 2 other hands to talk about. So this one, pretty out of line. I have ace of clubs, 9 of spades, the cutoff opens to 1,200 at 300, 500, and I defend the big blind. We didn't do anything for like 2 levels. I defend the big blind, the flop is jack 10, 6 rainbow with 1 club, 3,200 in the middle, I check, he checks. Turns 8 of offsuit, and I decide to start bluffing. I'm not sure about this because I think the ace might be a blocker to his folds. Because he might check back, flop with ace high, and then fold the river. Although he probably does continue with a lot of like ace queen, ace king, so I'm not really sure, considering it's jack 10, but then he'll probably see bet them a lot as well. It's hard to say, but having a 9 seems pretty good, and not having the best hand and him checking back, not having the best hand very often obviously, and him checking back, I think it's okay to start bluffing. And we have some obviously chances to improve. So I bet 3k into 3,200, and so they call. And the river's the 3 of diamonds, complete brick. 9,200 in the middle. When I pop the turn, I'm basically saying I have like straight or 2 pair. I have lots of good hands here. Not this time obviously, and when do I? But I decided to go for a bluff, overbet 13,000. I think this is probably okay, but I'm not sure. Feels pretty bad to get a slight tank and then a call. I just muck. I probably should just table my hand so I can see what he called me with, but I just mucked because I was pissed off. So I mucked and lost. We're down to like 65k off an 88k starting stack, and then this hand happens. Ace of something, I haven't had time to write this down properly or check my footage because like I said, this happened into the break, and the break's only 15 minutes, and I'm going to piss myself. So the suits, I'm not sure, they'll be on the screen. Ace, king, offsuit. Under the gun opens to 1100, same guy as the previous hand with the ace 9 off, which is relevant. The low jack calls, and I 3-bet the hijack. I think these positions are right to 5,100, probably just about right. Maybe could we go bigger, but I think it's okay. Just the undergun player calls, the player from the ace 9 hand. The flop is 10, 8, 7 rainbow. Terrible. He checks, and I decide to check back. It's a pretty bad board for me. I'm not going to have too many of these hands when I squeeze, like too many of these cards in this area. Decide to check back. Turns the king of clubs, bringing backdoor flush draw. He checks, and I decide to check. I think I'm getting too trappy on these turns. Maybe want to go for some value on this turn. It's a card, if I was bluffing, I'd probably want to represent a lot as well. I don't know. Like, I've had ace queen, I'd probably bet this turn always. I decide to check. Probably again want to be betting, but I think there's a lot of, there's a lot of very bad rivers, which is why I prefer to bet. But there's also a lot of rivers where he's just gonna think I'm full of shit again. So I do decide to check. River's 5 of diamonds, and he blocks for 4k into 13,100. And obviously I have to raise because my hand's completely under-repped and he's blocking way worse value. He can block a 10 here. And I raised pretty big, like 16k, so 4x, thinking he might think I'm full of shit again. And he says, are you bluffing again? And I'm like, please think I'm bluffing again, because I never get called when I have something. Takes like 2 minutes into the break, which is why I have to go right now and go and piss. Ends up calling, and we're back to starting stacks with 88k, hope for a spin. We've got a pretty good table. It started off not the best, and then a few table redraws, and we're looking good. So let's go and spin a stack. Okay guys, another riveting level of tournament poker. Completely fair and reasonable. We got just one main hand to talk about and then one other small one. So the first one, it goes, I've got aces, 2 aces at 300, 600. Under the gun makes it 1300, and I'm sitting on the starting stack that I came back with. I 3-bet the low jack to 4000, and just the under the gun player calls. The flop is king 4-3 with 2 diamonds. I have ace of hearts, ace of clubs. He checks, I bet 3100 into 9600. Seems pretty reasonable. They call. The turn is the 6 of spades, 15,800 in the middle. He has about 40k left. So yeah, it definitely doesn't change enough. So much king X in his range. Flush draws. He's a whopper as well. I played with him like two days before in like in other tournaments, both of my opening bullets as well. So he checks up at half pot, 8,300 into 5,800, trying to set up about geometric for the river, but I think I might be a tad short. Yeah, I'm pretty short. But never mind, my plan is to jam the river. Yeah, there's probably going to be like pot back here, so I've completely fucked this. I find live really hard, guys. Live sizings. I haven't got my 2E button. So I bet 8,300 into 15,800. And he tanks and then shoves. I don't think I have a choice because the flop is a 4-3 of diamonds and king's not a diamond, so he can have king X of diamonds quite easily. No reason why Whopper wouldn't play king X of diamonds like that. Just a float like ace 5 of diamonds, like some random like 6-7. There's no way I can fold. I call, and he's got pocket sixes. Shock! Another man with the nuts. Completely ridiculous. Other than that, I had ace 4 offsuit with an ace of clubs in the big line at 400, 800. Hijack open to 2k. I called. The big blind called. Flop was 9-7-4 with 2 clubs. It checks to the razor, and he bets 3,100. Small blind folds, and I just fucking check raise to 10,600. I've got like pot back on the turn if he calls. I've just had enough. Like I've got the ace of clubs. I've got a 4. Yeah, it was maybe a bit of a tilt raise, but it's probably got a little bit of merit to it as well. And they do fold. We've lost a couple of really annoying pots apart from that, which aren't worth talking about. And we're down to about 35k. Maybe less, yeah, 33k, going back to 600, 1200, so we have about 30 bigs. So I'm going to bang them in and hope for the best. Not my best showing so far, but I don't know what I'm supposed to fucking do. Everybody's always got the nuts. Maybe it'll be my turn soon. I'm going to go and have another piss, get back to the action and see if we can spin. Okay guys, GG. 10s into ace king, that was the only hand that happened. We had like 20 bigs, opened it up. Ian 3-bets, we go all in, he calls. 27.5.
10,000.
Hold on.
All in for.
Good luck. All the best. Never won one of these in my entire life. Did you know that, Ian?
I've never lost one. So.
Last luck then. Should I get up?
Yeah.
If I didn't have to capture it, I'd just walk away. Oh, that's not very good. I love how you just push the spade as if it's like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna get. Shock!
Gonna have like 20 euros.
Yes, you may. Oh no, you got to bag a stack.
I've got a bag.
You got a bag, yeah.
Okay. I can do that. I can bag.
Honestly, if I hadn't had to record the hand, I probably would have just walked away because the way I'm running this week, there's literally no chance I was ever going to win that one. It might be the end of my main event again. Obviously, another disappointing run, and maybe I get another bullet tomorrow. Guess you'll have to wait about 10 seconds to find out. If this video is longer, you'll already know. Hopefully that goes better if it happens. But if not, honestly, I don't think I'll mind if I don't see another set of whole cards this trip. Looking to just relax, maybe watch some football. So yeah, good game for now. Maybe see you for the next bullet. Yeah. Okay guys, sorry for any background noise, and we have very little time to do this, but we're in the main, day 2, as you already know, and our table is fucking unbelievable. It's a gold mine. If I can't run a stack today, I'm never running a stack in my entire life, okay? A few hands to talk about very quickly, and then we're on the feature table, which is where I'm sitting right now in my seat, ready to go. Honestly, unbelievable wells. We've got Mateus on my left, another well, but honestly, my table's insane. Aces, black aces, under the gun Whopper limps, a fish limps behind him. I make it 6k. Oh, so it's 300, 600. I just make it 6k, 10 bigs. I don't care. They're never folding. Only one of them calls, which is interesting. Just the fish, not the Whopper, just the fish behind him. 9-8 deuce, 2 spades, 14,100 in the middle. And he checks and I bet 9,000, so like 2/3 pot. I'm just sizing up and going for stacks. Calls pretty quickly. Turn is a 5 of hearts, 32,000 in the middle. He has like 28,000 left. I just bang it in and he folds pretty quickly, which is unfortunate, but it's better than getting snap called. So next hand, kings. What's going on here, guys? Kings, king of spades, king of diamonds at 500, 1,000. Under the gun, it opens to 2,000, which is Mateus. I make it 10k in the big blind and just a whopper calls. The flop is 4-3-3 with 2 diamonds, 23,500 in the middle. I bet 15k, just making it huge. He calls really quickly. Turns to 10 of clubs. I have about 60, 70k-ish left. I bet 22k. I want to bet, kind of big, but like not too big, so this SPR is really weird on the river and not too small, so that I don't get more value on the turn from his really speculative hands. Calls, the river's the jack of spades, pretty much as clean as you can get. Hoping he has like jack 10 and obviously would never fold that, maybe get sticky. I shove for 45k into 97,500, which is like half pot, which is great. And he folds pocket fives, which I have no idea what was doing on the turn. And then this last hand happened just before the break, which was insanely sick. I mean, this whopper's a golden whopper. Complete belugs. I've got Jack 9 suited under the gun, Jack 9 of spades, and he's in the big blind, so I'm just opening. I'm opening so wide. Opens 2,100 at 500, 1,000, and he calls. Just him. 9, 9, 10 rainbow. This is literally what I've come for. This is what I got out of bed for. 5,700 in the middle. He checks. I bet 3,100 and he calls. 11,900 in the middle, 7 of spades on the turn. He checks. I bet 10,200 into 11,900. I'm just sizing up to pot on every street. He covers me. I start the hand with like 140k, I want to say, and he just snap jams the turn. And honestly, this guy could easily have like 9-6, like 9-4 suited, maybe 8-9 easily, 9-6 suited. And I was like, I think, obviously he's not bluffing. He'd done some wild stuff. Like there was a hand before where there was a 3-way to the flop, ace, 10-4, all diamonds. 2 players went all in before him and he still called with top 2 pair. And obviously they both had flushes, shock. So I knew that he overvalued hands and I just didn't, if he had a 9, I figured he would do that. So he was really shaky. So I started talking to him.
I'm all in.
What a f***ing joke. I'm gonna need a couple minutes. You have a good hand?
I don't know.
You didn't look? I have a 9.
I don't know.
I have a 9.
You just call me.
I have a 9, so it's a pretty rough spot. You have a 9 or a straight? I said to him, I have a 9, and he just seemed quite calm. Started drinking, he was chilling, and he was like, yeah. And he was just like fine. Then he started laughing to his mate, and I was like, nah. I just think I'm dead here. Like he's not worried that I've got a 9, seemingly. Although it's really sick, this is just like not a super high edge spot, and I think it's going to be way better spot. So I just let it go, and he shows me ace 9, which is amazing to see. But also, what do you mean, dealer? And what are you talking about? 10-9-9 rainbow. Anyway, we're on the feature table now. So the next footage you see, if everything's gone well, should be from the feature table. So let's see. Need to run up a stack. We've got position on the fish, who's just sat down on my right, and I'm feeling good. So yeah, like I said, if I don't run up a stack now, it's never going to happen. Let's do this. Okay guys, well that went about as well as expected. It is genuinely, without a shadow of a doubt, the softest table I've ever seen in my life. And I have much less than what I came to it with. The 2 players on my right are just banging off. They're monster whales. And they're just bagging off every single flop. Fair play to them. Like 9% VPIP. 3 players like 9% VPIP. Limping most like 80% of hands. So we had some very uneventful hands. Probably ace king is the only one I can probably talk about. Ace of diamonds, king of hearts. There was a limp from whale 1. Whale 2 makes it 3,200. I make it like 9,000 or something with ace king and whale 2 calls. Flop is queen 5 deuce with 2 hearts. He checks, I bet small, and he calls. And the turn is another 5, checks, could barrel. He just snap called the flop and he's a whale, so I decided to check back. Also couldn't just show down. Probably would have barreled some other turns though. Definitely would have barreled some other turns. And then the river's a brick and he just bets like 10p and I'm like, fold. I just don't think he's obviously never bluffing, never betting in like worst hands, so yeah, nothing much else to say. We had like ace queen, 3-bet, 4 low straight cards on the board, ace queen, 3-bet, or ISO, awful board. There's another hand where I had ace queen where I had second pair, and that's the other hand that I won. Apart from the one hand where I rivered top pair and bet and he folded. So I've won 2 pots in 2 hours and 15 minutes, and all I've had to do is fold most hands and just watch the whales hoover up all the chips. We've got 2 more levels left in the day. I think I'm going to need to press the issue here and see if I can find a spot, because I just don't think it gets any like softer than this. So I know it doesn't. So I just have to try and manufacture a spot against them, because even if it's like a little bit sus, it's going to be still really, really plus EV, and Like tomorrow I could get redrawn. I mean, it's going to be a bunch of Romanians probably, but I might get some regs. Like there's one reg on my table, and then Mateus who's got a short stack, and then the rest are just whoppers. So I think I need to maximise that and give it, you know, loosen it up and see if I can make some chips at the end of the day, because I don't want to come back in with like, what is this? Half an average stack, not even half an average stack. So let's try that. Although we're going to need some better cards than we've had. See you after the break. Oh god. Oh god. I really don't want to talk about this one, guys. Look, there's a chance that this footage never sees the light of day, and I hope that it doesn't. In case it does, we need to talk about what just happened to me. I should need to retire. I have a retirement hand. I told you on the last break that I needed to make some moves to try and make something happen. I tried to make something happen, guys. There's 3 90% VPIP whales on my table. The most unbelievable table you've ever seen in your life. I had nothing going. One of them limps again. I'm in the cutoff with Jack 9 offsuit. I decided to ISO. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, but it's like obviously incredibly optimistic. Small blind cold calls, big blind cold calls. Small blind's a complete whopper, big blind's a small whopper, and omega whopper calls as well, obviously. I'm expecting it mostly to go fold through to him, and then I'll play in position, heads up, which would go really well a lot. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. Flop is Jack 5 deuce with 2 hearts. Everyone checks to me, and I bet small. Small blind tanks forever. This is so sick. This hand is unbelievably ridiculous. Small blind tanks forever, and he starts speaking Romanian to another guy in the pot, the mega whopper, and he says something, and I said, English dealer? And the dealer goes, he's just said, you don't have a pair. He's just said, you don't have a pair. So I was like, right, okay, he's not allowed to say that, especially, you're not allowed to say English, definitely not Romanian. He ends up calling, big blind folds, mega whopper folds. Turn 6 of clubs. I think I have the best hand, obviously, like most of the time. Check, and I bet 20k into whatever the pot is, and I have 66k back, or something like that, 60 something k. And he snap jams, just snap jam. Completely fist pump snap jam. I'm just like, has someone pinged a set on me again on the turn? Has he got 6-5? Some fucking random jack 6? I have no idea what he's got. But he's been completely in. I've not seen him do anything out of line apart from limp. He's just limping all day. Super passive post flop, no bluff ever shown. And he's just like chatting, and like I'm like, I've got a pair, and he's like, yeah, cool. Doesn't give a fuck. I'm like, right. This is the most ridiculous hand ever. The only thing that can make it worse is if I fold and this guy's bluffing. Apart from, actually, that's the second worst thing that happens. The worst thing that happens is I call and I'm just dead. And I've got Jack 9 off and I'm just fucking all over the place doing my bollocks. I fold and he just shows pocket 7s. And I'm just like, I just want to die. At this point, I'm like, I don't want to sit here anymore. I just want to sink into my chair and die. There's like 10 minutes left. They announce 2 more hands. I get dealt King 10 of spades in the big blind. I've got 22 big blinds. Limp from whopper, limp from mega whopper, limp from fishy fish whopper. And I'm in the big blind with King 10 of spades, and I jam 22 big blinds. Snap from the same guy that had the pocket 7s before. Snap from the mega whopper behind him, and then fold from the other player. So there's about 200 plus K in the middle, which is over an average stack. First whopper's got, okay, so this is what, I'm all over the place from the last hand. I'm literally, I'm thinking for some reason, everyone's all in, and I'm like, is everyone showing their cards? And I go show my cards, and unfortunately, they both see them before I have a chance to rectify my mistake. It is a stupid mistake, but not one I would have made if it was in my own fucking head correctly, but I was wonking from the other hand, so very bad from me. I show my hand accidentally, very bad. King 10 of spades. The flop is 10, 7, 4 with a spade. So I'm like, good, check. 6. I'm like, 6 of spades, so I'm like, okay, good, check. 5 on the river, I'm like, but he goes check, so I'm like, oh, I've won. And the guy turns over his hand, he goes, oh, I've got a straight. Ace 8 of hearts. Didn't even realise he had a straight, didn't bet the river, and I'm dead. He's limp called Ace 8 for 23 big blinds under the gun. Mega Whopper's got Jack 7 offsuit, and I'm out. Second to last hand of the day. And that's it. That's Bucharest done. Probably the most miserable week of poker playing I've played. Lovely city, great seeing the team, but miserable week of poker. I barely won a hand, and then I got retired at the end. So I really hope you never see this, but if you do, I'm sure you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. All the best.